Michael Jackson. Rock thriller.
They'll always excite me. They're going in the fight. It's just important not to take it too serious and not to reflect too much on the past and too much on the gold and too much, because you get bogged down with your achievements instead of pulling out great work. You get lost in that, really. Sometimes I put all my gold and platinum records out and I look at them and don't try not to take it too serious. There's so much more I have to do and kind of forget about that.
Beat It, a song that captured the hearts and minds of millions through its innovative video promoting peace on the streets. Michael and his brothers had to learn to get along with the kids on the block right from the start of the Jackson 5.
We started rehearsing every day after school. I mean, kids would tease us and say, we would be in school rehearsing all the time, and there was like a big baseball park behind our house. We would hear the roaring of the crowd and the kids eating candy and popcorn. We would be inside rehearsing. And this would kind of get us mad. And rocks would come through the window, people teasing us. But eventually we kept rehearsing, and we went to talent shows. We would win every talent show. I mean, our house was loaded with trophies.
I Want You Back was the first single that was emerging. That was
1970. We did on the talent show.
Right, exactly. 1970.
So when you look at the old tapes, I have a tape of us on the Sullivan doing I Want You Back. We were really short, really small. I was around 11, 10.
He floats on air, backwards.
I think dancing is the most wonderful thing of all time because people communicated through bodily movement before anything. I mean, art and moving your body. I mean, dancing is really showing your emotions through bodily movement. And I think it's a wonderful thing to get out on the floor and just feel free and do what you want and just let it come out. And when I dance, I really feel it, and I just feel free, and I do what I feel. And dancing will never disappear. I mean, it's instinct. It's God. It's escapism. It's getting away from everything and just moving your body and letting all the tension and pain out and just having a good time. People love to party. They love to dance. And you need rhythm, beats, the drums, the dance. And that's how I feel. It will never die. Everybody dances. Everybody clowns. And I think it's a wonderful thing.
Michael eased on down the road in the Wiz, playing the limber scarecrow to Diana Ross's intense Dorothy.
We filmed the Wiz. It took 7 months outside in cold of New York City. And it was so cold. Some things just had to even quit. I enjoyed it to death. It was one of the most wonderful times I ever had. I just went crazy. I learned so much. I enjoyed so much. I met so many wonderful people. It was just an incredible experience. And it was a heavy script. I mean, real heavy. Really. A lot of people look at it as being a Puritan story, but it isn't. It's dealing with faith and belief and courage. And you're dealing with things that make kings of the world. I just enjoyed it so much. It was wonderful.
It was wonderful for many reasons. One, that Michael was working with one of his closest friends, Diana Ross. Michael and Diana had been pals since he was a 10-year-old child, when the soulful lady took him and his brothers under her wing. Diana still calls Michael her baby, but today he's matured to the point that he wrote and produced a song for her, Diana Ross with Muscles, the song written and produced for her by Michael Jackson. Michael shared another Muscles with his longtime friend.
Almost 6 foot boa constrictor. His name is Muscles, and I take him to the studio. Diana Ross was just here, and we were both peeling his skin off, because he peels like 3 times a month. And he was great. She was a little afraid of him, but then she got relaxed with him.
Diana may well have been nervous with Muscles the snake, but perhaps Michael was just as nervous when he first met Diana during the Jackson 5's audition for Berry Gordy in 1969.
We auditioned for Motown at Berry Gordy's mansion in Detroit. It was a big estate and an indoor pool. And here we are singing next to the pool, among all the Motown stars, the Temptations, Diana Ross, the Marvin Letts, and I mean, people that we admired, and they were all there. We were singing, we did our show, and Berry Gordy came over, and Diana Ross came over too, to us at the end of the show, and she kissed each one of us, and she said she loved what she saw, and she wanted to pay special tribute to the group, and she wanted to be a part of what we do.
While Diana Ross may have been Michael's first superstar friend, she was certainly not the last. Liza Minnelli, Katharine Hepburn, Paul McCartney, Stevie Wonder, Jane Fonda, household names, and all friends of someone whose own name has become as well known as theirs, even though he's at least 15 years younger than any one of them. These are the people closest to Michael Jackson, and many of them were his heroes when he was younger.
I would say the person that influenced me the most were mainly Motown, my experience from Motown. But Stevie Wonder, I've learned so much from him by just sitting in on his sessions and talking to him and listening to him. I mean, he's phenomenal. I mean, the way he creates lyrics and the melody. Like sometimes, he knows the way I talk, whatever. He hear your voice and he know you, even if you try to disguise it. He'll create a song by just, I'll come in the door and he'll say, Michael's here, Michael's here. And he'll come up with a song by saying that. And he'll start playing, Michael's here, Michael's here, da 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 da. He'll just come up with a melody by doing that. And isn't it just incredible? I mean, he's proven what he can do. And I love Stevie. I learned so much from him.
After the Motown sound, the Beatles probably had the strongest influence on Michael, and he's acquired both a personal and professional relationship with Paul McCartney, instigated by the ex-Beatle himself.
The McCartney thing came about, I went to this party, and I met Linda McCartney. And when I first met them, they said to me, how are you? I said, I'm fine. They said, we wrote a song for you. I said, really? And they said, it's called Girlfriend. I said, really? And they started singing it. Girlfriend, gonna tell your boyfriend. And they started singing it. Girlfriend, girlfriend. I said, I really like it. And we switched numbers. They gave me their Scotland number, their England number. So the next day I called them in Beverly Hills. They were staying with somebody up there. And we were saying, yeah, we got to get together, blah, blah, blah.
It was Thriller that made Michael an international phenomenon, but his previous album, Off the Wall, was an amazing success itself.
Don't Stop Till You Get Enough was written at home. I just came up with the melody, and it's about love and forces of love and the power of love. And I just started singing, I said, oh, that's kind of nice. But I kept singing it, and gradually it came about, and I went in the studio. I told Randy what to put down, what to play on the piano. We did some percussion and some clapping, and it turned out real funky. And I played it for Quincy Jones, and he loved it.
His videos, especially Thriller, have broken new ground in that field. And next, Michael wants to appear on the silver screen with a brand new type of movie.
Something that hasn't been seen before. I mean, it's like what Star Wars was to the whole picture industry. All of a sudden, it's a whole other look, a whole new type of movie making.
Michael's favorite films are really different, like the Star Wars series and the tale of a sweet, warm creature.
Continue. Spielberg, I think, is brilliant.
Michael's currently considering playing Peter Pan, but no firm decision has been made, and he keeps weaving his fantasy film in his fantastic mind.
I really enjoy surprising the public, going in a whole other direction than what they thought. It'll be something, futuristic. It'll be very different. That's the name that I can say.
Michael Jackson, wanna be starting something. Michael has started something, a worldwide extravaganza, and he's in the center, whirling about, singing, performing, doing what he feels he was created for.
I feel it's something we were meant to do, like a lot of people were meant to do. I mean, there's no way that you can think that Ali or somebody wasn't meant to be a boxer. It seems like they're just perfect for it, and they do it, and I feel I was meant to do this, and I'm going to do it in the best way I can.
Torture from the Jackson's Victory album. If anything in the Jacksons' career was torture, it was their decision to leave Motown in 1975. The Jacksons split from Motown over artistic control. While 5 of the Jacksons agreed to move to Epic Records, Jermaine didn't, preferring to stay at Motown. The change hit all of the brothers hard, but they worked even harder to compensate.
It's like if a person loses an arm, then you gain more power in the other arm. You make it up. And that's exactly what happened with the group. We made it. I mean, we try to dance as better and sing as well and play as well. And I remember the day that Jermaine left the group. We had a concert. The first show he didn't do with us. Remember, it was in New York.
Yeah.
And it was a theater in the round. And we must have got 6 standing ovations. We really did. The audience, I think that was one of our best shows the day that Jermaine was in. I'm not saying because he wasn't there, it's just how much more energy we put into the show, remember?
Even without Jermaine, the Jacksons' career was still moving and shaking.
Took everybody down to the ground. Randy was playing the piano one day. This groove. I said, that's bad. I love it. I said, what is that? He said, oh, it's nothing. He said, it ain't nothing. I said, it is something. And so I just started singing to it. And it just came about. I don't know where it came from. It just came about, and took it right out too. I mean, the lyrics came when I created the melody. It just comes. I don't know where it comes from. God, I say, really.
Michael Jackson has millions of fans worldwide. They buy his records, watch his videos. Michael tells us how he feels about his throngs of adoring fans.
Michael had a scarf around his neck, and they got a hold to him, and some of the kids were pulling it the other direction, and the others were pulling it the other direction, and they was choking him. And Tina was on top of the Rolls Royce limousine. They totaled the Rolls Royce limousine. I mean, it was broke the windows, broke the headlights, and everything. One thing about fans, they don't realize that they're hurting you. All they want to do is just touch you. But after everybody pulling and scratching, and you get hurt.
Yeah, people don't know what it feels like to get mauled. It hurts. Because you feel like spaghetti. Everybody's pulling from a different direction. One got your leg, one got your neck, and it really hurts.
The Jacksons have achieved international fame and have learned some unique fan customs in different countries.
In certain countries, they like to take your hair off your head.
Oh, yeah.
Pull your hair off and put it in their wallet. And so, like, when we go back to these countries, they say, look, I got some of your hair from last year, and they show it to you.
And we went somewhere, and they would pinch you.
Yeah, in the Philippines, everybody pinch you, in the booty and stuff, and all on your back. And the girls tell you put all these little pinches.
Michael Jackson is enjoying himself and enjoying his success tremendously. He loves the platinum albums, the applause, the thrill of musical victory. But his private interests are very different from his public pursuits. He retreats into a soft fantasy world, spending time with children, his animals, or in a room, dancing with himself and his dreams.
A lot of performers, I think they sometimes seem like they have 2 personalities. Once they get on the stage, they become the performer, and once they're off stage, it's really different. They're totally different. That's what a lot of people always walk up to us and say, God, I don't believe it's the same person that's on stage. You don't even seem like the guy. As soon as you get up there, you're crazy. You do all your steps and this. Now you just seem like a regular dude.
By 1970, the Jacksons had begun their series of tours traveling in the U.S. and abroad, bringing their electrifying show to millions. How did 5 brothers get along on the road?
We slap heads. No, we don't do that either.
We just decide, Everything is decided before we go out on the road. Well, we
shouldn't be no reason to argue about the show or anything. And when we're on the road, that's mainly all we're dealing with. It's the show.
While the Jacksons are consummate pros, sometimes all the concentration in the world can't prevent a few misses on stage.
There is a mistake in anybody, any group. But sometimes the audience doesn't
The audience
know.
won't notice.
But there is a mistake.
Yeah, a lot of people say that act is polished. People don't know it because you know your mistakes,
It's
but
not
they
in the
don't.
music industry, that's why they don't see
Yeah, they don't see it. We've done it so much, so we know what it should be like. If a bass lick is out, if a drummer mess up, the audience never knows it. One day, the whole drums collapsed on stage. Everything just rolling on the stage.
I was playing, remember the time I was playing Flight of the Bumblebee and my guitar fell off?
Yeah.
They thought it was in the act.
Yeah.
Michael may seem like a dancing, singing machine himself, but he is, after all, human, with a very shy, private personality off the stage. He's only 26 years old, yet he's the biggest star in show business today. Somehow, Michael Jackson manages to maintain his innocence, his gentleness, and his humility.
It's pretty easy for me because so many things I block out. I so much see myself like you or like the people in this room. I'm human just like you are. I'm no better than you are. I may have a certain talent with my art and songwriting and dancing and the drama and the whole thing, the show business thing. But as far as human, I'm just like you.
Just a human being with staggering talents.
So it's no right for me to think I'm better than you or have an ego or to walk on air, because there are lots of people in my field who are like that, and most of those people they fall. They really do, because they begin to treat people who helped them badly and to forget where they came from and to forget about those who helped them get where they are. And that's real important. That's why I thank all those. I thank everybody.
Michael's broken not only records with his success, he's broken barriers, racial barriers that have been standing for far too long. But it wasn't intentional, for Michael never really acknowledged the existence of those barriers anyway.
No, I don't think in terms of color or race. Or I don't say when I write a song, this is for the blacks and this one's for the white. I just write and it comes out. And I'm influenced by what I hear. And it just comes out that way. I guess since I was small up to now, it's a total sum musically of what I've been raised on. And I don't think it's in terms of color. Because I don't believe in that. I really don't.
Michael believes that his music is colorful enough to please everyone. He himself loves all kinds of music, all kinds of people, and all kinds of creatures. The proof is in his menagerie at home, so filled with exotic birds and animals that it almost qualifies as a zoo.
I wouldn't say zoo, but I have several animals. I have a llama, which is a beautiful animal. He's taller than I am. He's from Peru, South America. Yeah, and he was in the circus. His name is Louis. He's really sweet, and he loves people, and he does tricks. And I have a Mouflon sheep. He looks just like a ram. Most people think he's a ram, but he isn't. He was also in the circus. They were raised together. His name is Mr. Tibbs. And I have two deer. Their name is Prince and Princess. They're really sweet.
Michael Jackson is the lovely one of the 80s. A sweet, gentle, almost fragile man offstage who explodes into a manic bundle of energy onstage. Onstage or offstage, showman or shy man, almost everyone feels the love that Michael gives and gets back.
People in the world should really do what their heart is set on. If they really believe a thing, they should feel it through all the way and do it. And I'm going to be doing a lot of things for the people in the future from the heart. And thank you for the years. And I mean that. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. And of course, thanks to you for joining us. Michael Jackson, Rock's Thriller, was produced by Ken Draper and Jim Hampton. Written by Laura Gross. This is Bruce Vidal. Michael Jackson, Rock's Thriller.